and I'm here to introduce Fabiano Santos. You're going to be in for a real treat because I did see Fabiano's video, and it's full of information, and to watch him paint's totally amazing. So let me tell you a little bit about Fabiano. He was born in Ilhéus, Bahia, Brazil, and grew up showing a strong artistic tendency. While at the Universidade do Estado de Bahia, he had the opportunity to take many art-related classes such as photography, video, and painting. On his first approach to watercolor, he felt challenged but deeply attracted to it, and his love for watercolor was forever planted in his heart. Fabiano moved to San Diego in 2000. While visiting Florida, Fabiano saw great similarities to the tropical ocean life he was accustomed to in Brazil, and moved to Miami, continuing his career as a designer and stretching his artistic wings by joining the Miami Watercolor Society. There he was invited to local shows and blessed to receive his first award as a watercolorist in the US. Fabiano says, "I consider myself a diverse artist, due not only to my interest in arts in general and educational background, but mostly from being born and raised in such a multicultural country as Brazil before coming to the US. Watercolor has been my ultimate artistic challenge, and my passion for it keeps growing. The influence from new artists pushes me to improve and grow my work." And now it's my pleasure to introduce Fabiano Santos and his video that he's going to be showing called "And the Fear Became a Passion." Take it away, Fabiano.
Well, thanks for having me. And I don't have much to say because I don't have much time. So I think let's see the demo.
Wow, Fabiano, that was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was like totally amazing what you were doing there. I'm in awe.
Please.
We had a lot of questions I want to present to you. Let's see. And they were about, early in your video, you showed your brushes hanging on some kind of stick type thing. And everybody's asking, what is that? What is that brush hanging system that you're using?
Well, I don't know the name of it. I can provide later. I saw somebody using a long time ago, many years ago. And the idea for that is always to keep your brush hanging upside down, so it maintains the quality of the brush, because that use also an oil. So when you try to put the brush standing with the brush up, right? Mm-hmm. It tries to damage the brush, the metal part of the brush. When you have upside down, it maintains. So it also keeps the brush in a better shape. And in my case, I like it there because it's easy access. I can just start using it right there and then.
Right. That was really cool.
I'm sorry?
I've never seen anything like that. That was really cool.
Yeah, everybody was asking about. I will provide the information later.
Okay.
I'll send it to you and you can forward to everybody else.
Okay, perfect. We had somebody ask, what kind of camera do you use?
Well, as I said, most of the time I use just my old phone, old iPhone. But I also have a Canon EOS, I think it's a T7i. But I tend not to use too much because, as I said, usually because I'm shooting, my friends and people that I know, people get kind of shy with the camera.
Right.
So, and I'd rather use old phone.
Yeah, the camera phones now are like phenomenal what they're doing with them. Exactly. I know I just got a new one. I got the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it's like amazing. So,
yeah, the quality is getting better every day. So
exactly. Somebody else asked, how big are your portraits?
Most of the portraits, I think they are 11 by 15. Okay. They are, that's the smaller size, and they go a little bigger, but not much bigger than that.
Okay. Somebody, Catherine Leathers, she's congratulating you on your painting being selected for Florida Watercolor this year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's great. Someone also asked, said it's wonderful to see the development. Oh, this is Marilyn Liebman. You know Marilyn. She
Yes.
says she's loving your demo. She says it's wonderful to see the development of your paintings in fast action, and it helps her to understand your process better. And watching the process repeatedly in the review of your portfolio was an education in itself. So she says thank you.
No, please. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn.
And Diane Larry's asking, what do you keep in your other hand? Is it a paper towel that you use as your painting?
All the time.
Okay.
My right hand is the one I use my right hand to paint. On my left, always a lot of paper towel, just in case. Sometimes I don't use it. I think it's just a habit.
Right.
But I use it the time to control the amount of water on the brush, because sometimes when you hit the water wrong, you just know it, you can feel it. So it's taking too much water, I just go there and then remove a little bit, because it's just like become an extension of your body. Both the paper and the brush, you already know what's going on while you're painting. So
you're like two-handed. I also saw you use Q-tips to lift. Is that right?
Yes, Q-tips go for a smaller area. Sometimes using paper towel would take more water than you want or lift more than you expected. So the Q-tip go for little details or maybe a mistake you made, you need to erase quickly. So
okay. And then Marilyn had another question for you. She said, what did you paint 3 foot by 6 foot?
Well, that was the Brico Skyline. That was a commission, was a huge piece. Gave me a lot of headache because it was a way too big. Not the painting itself, but actually figure out how to stretch the paper and find a gator board here to stretch and put everything together wasn't easy. Painting was the easy part. I enjoy painting a lot.
Yeah. Do you normally paint on 140 or 300?
300. Heavier paper, usually, sometimes I think it behaves better for the amount of water I use. Mm-hmm. I don't like when the paper start warping too much. So
right. Yeah, I like 300 too. And that's what you use for this portrait then? Or,
yeah.
Okay. There was a picture of you in the video that you had a box with paper in it, and it appeared to be a roll. So do you buy your paper by the roll?
Well, that one I had to buy for the 3x6. That was a huge piece that I couldn't find. I don't think there's sheets that size available.
No.
It was a 36 by 70 something. It was huge. I had to paint here in my living room because I couldn't fit in my studio upstairs.
Wow. Let's see. Dina Shepard is asking, artist line, brush line may be what you suspend your brushes with from Blick. Does that sound like that's what you were using?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The artist brush line for your brushes.
Mm-hmm.
She found it at Blick's. Is that what you were using? Does that ring a bell?
Well, no, I remember I bought it. I think I bought directly for the manufacturer, if I'm not mistaken. And I do remember that. It wasn't from a regular store. I bought online, but I remember that was through the manufacturer. And I bought it as a smaller version of it, being like only 2 wires and 4 or 5 little plugs to put on the brush. Mm-hmm. But I like it, so I bought more. And you can actually buy more and put more wires, so you can put more brushes and more little plugs to put on the back of your brush.
Okay.
So I always suggest that. Buy a smaller version first to try to see if you like it or not. And also they have different ways of hanging it. You can put on hanging from the wall, hanging from the table, sideways, vertical and horizontal, how I have. So.
Okay. Marilyn wants to know if we can see a picture of your Brickell skyline.
Well, I don't have it here, but I can forward to you. I think I have on my page. If you
Okay.
my page fabianosantos.com,
Okay.
I have it here.
Okay, perfect. Someone is asking that you don't seem to have a very dark blue, such as ultramarine or indithrone. I suppose you don't think they are necessary. That's what she said.
Well, having a dark blue, I think it's good.
Mhm.
I gotta take a look at my palette. I don't know the name of the colors. I'm really bad for names.
Uh-huh.
But a really dark blue and would be good to use because I don't like to use black, so I would
Right.
mix the blue and I would use red to make
Mhm.
a really dark punch if I want to insinuate the idea of black. But
Mhm.
yeah, having a darker color as such a ultramarine blue, it's a plus. I would say go for it if you're
Mhm.
comfortable.
Right, right. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yes.
Also, what led you to pursue watercolor and how long have you been painting?
First time I tried watercolor was at university in Brazil. Was that 1994, something like that.
Okay.
I first time I tried, I didn't have a good result. It was very frustrating. But everybody say, "Oh, are you good at watercolor?" So, but I couldn't see any good result because I
Mhm.
was already back then painting oil, and
Mhm.
I could achieve a lot better results in oil, in my opinion. But everybody was pushing me to paint the watercolor, so I didn't like it. I stopped it, and I just started painting watercolor again. I think it was in 2017 here, 2000. Well, actually, my first painting, Rita, you the one that actually told me, you can put on the Florida watercolor.
Yeah.
Joe, that was that parrot. Remember the red parrot? I don't think you
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I know. I know
So,
because that was the year that I was president,
yes,
and I was trying. Yeah, I was pushing Florida watercolor. When I was at Miami, and I'm like, yes, Fabiano, join.
exactly, exactly that day. So that was one of my first paintings here in the U.S. when I started painting watercolor again. So,
Oh, perfect. That's great. Um, what do you suggest to improve one's work? And in the case of painting portraits, is there anything special?
well, in case of watercolor, practice. You gotta practice as much as possible, right?
Right.
And for portraits specifically, if you can draw and practice drawing, that helps a lot. Have an idea about anatomy and everything else. That's gonna reflect on your end result as well. So practice a lot, painting as much as you can, and draw whenever you don't have time to paint. You gotta draw. So that's I think what I would say.
Right. And that's all really good advice. And I think we've answered everybody's question. So thank you for a fabulous demo. It was great.
Please, thanks for having me and thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, sure, sure.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, take it away, Kathy.